Game of Thrones begins in the medieval continent of Westeros, where 7 territories are in constant political conflict. The rulers of all the territories, King Robert Baratheon and Cersei Lannister, pledge allegiance with many of them in order to keep relative peace, but when the king is found to have multiple affairs across the kingdom, plots surface to overthrow the king. When the king's son and second in command dies, Eddard Stark, or Ned, takes his place, and begins to catch the attention of many courts for his investigations on the king's affairs. Fearing the destabilization of the continent and her resulting loss of power, Cersei calls for the death of the king and the imprisonment of Ned. Once the throne is up for grabs, the house leaders of the 7 kingdoms fight to be the rightful owners of the continent. While the throne was supposed to be passed down to Ned, he is killed by the Lannister house. The Stark house was comprised of Ned, his wife, Catelyn, and his 6 children, Sansa, Robb, Arya, Bran, Rickon, and Jon Snow. But after Ned's death, they scatter across Westeros, fearing their fate. Arya flees a fugitive, Catelyn and Robb are murdered, while Bran and Rickon go missing. Jon Snow is banished to the Wall, a massive barrier keeping those in the 7 kingdoms safe from creatures known as the White Walkers. He joins the Night's Watch, where he rises through the ranks, but is eventually stabbed in the back and left for dead, while the White Walkers make their presence known and threaten all of humanity. Back to the power struggle in the kingdoms, the Lannister house, made up of Tywin Lannister and his children, Tyrion, Jaime, Cersei, and his grandson Joffrey. After the king's death, Joffrey, the byproduct of incestuous relationship between Jaime and Cersei, is placed as the king. After becoming the worst ruler Westeros had ever seen, he is murdered, and Tyrion is blamed for his death. After Jaime releases Tyrion, he murders his father, Tywin, for making false accusations. Cersei and her relationship is eventually found out, and she is imprisoned for her sins. On the other side of the continent, the Targaryen house, which is led by Daenerys Targaryen, tries to regain the control of Westeros after the king of Baratheon's rebellion forced him out of the kingdom years ago. Daenerys, looking for allies, marries Khal Drogo, leader of a nomadic group of warriors who can help her take back the throne. As a wedding gift, she receives 3 dragon eggs, which hatch after Drogo's death. Now known as the Mother of Dragons, she begins to conquer every city that stands in her way. As the houses continue to fight, the White Walkers chip away at the wall, making their way to the kingdoms. The continent's constant fight may be for nothing, as the White Walkers are determined to leave no kingdom for anyone to rule.